Welcome everybody to this channel of Hanleck TV. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel, like my video, and do not forget to click the button. It's very important that you should support me by kindly subscribing. Let's go. In this video today, we would like to talk about how can we end poverty in 2026 as a nation. Here in Malawi, we must know that there is always going to be the solution wherever there is a problem. So we need to look at what can we do in order to end poverty, which we have in this country. Why am I making this video? I'm making this video because I believe like sharing ideas and even speaking our mind at how we look at things in this country can help to build this nation in one way or the other. As we have no any other meaningful responsibility of doing whatever we can do in order to help build this nation, I think we can speak online and help to let the government know that sometimes we don't need to have or what we call money in order to develop, but we need to understand certain ways, certain strategies we can use in order to develop. For example, the economy of Malawi is the economy that is very poor in terms of low gross domestic product. We don't we have reached at this level because of lack of manufacturing, lack of empowering Malawians to take responsibility of their economy. The economy of Malawi is in the hands of the foreigners, although government is not talking about this. But as you go around in many trading centers like Limbe as well as Lilongwe and see who are controlling the economy, you will see that many people who are foreigners and are doing business in Malawi, and some of the businesses they are doing are not businesses that they were supposed to be doing. These are the business which must be done by Malawians. I'm not saying that we should be xenophobic to begin to hate foreigners who are helping to contribute to the development of this nation. But I'm saying, what if Malawians had the control of the economy at the level these foreigners have the control of this economy? It means would have contributed a lot to this economy. But because people who have good money and they're making decisions about how to do the how to run the business in this country, these are the ones now who are not contributing enough to this economy because they have also obligations to support their families back home to build their nations. They might be doing business in Malawi, investing a lot of money in the country, but who is benefiting? You will see that not Malawi is benefiting, but their countries are benefiting. Take, for example, how, if you look around at Limbe, you will see that there are shops that are owned by certain people, but these shops are too old shops, and there is no any kind of need to improve how we are building our structures in the city center, at Limbe Trading Center. Why? Because the people feel like that here just to make money and not to build this nation. But if Malawians were taking control of these properties, doing businesses in Malawi, I believe by now Malawi would have been very developed. So the thing is, how can we end poverty in this country in the year 2026 going upwards? We need to do this as a country. Government, you've got the responsibility. You need to make sure that you are encouraging Malawians to start taking control of the businesses in this country. How can that be possible? Malawians should be empowered. I know in parliament currently they're doing overhaul of the banking system, but the problem I have with the financial institutions in Malawi, these institutions are not empowering local people to give them loans so that they can start businesses. In Malawi, if I would like to go to the bank to ask for a loan, one thing that I will experience at the bank is rejection. They will look down upon me. They will never respond to me. They are not going to exercise good customer care because I'm a Malawian and I'm black. This is happening. We hate our own people, but we love the foreigners. And this is not developmental. We can't develop by that. But if we would like to develop in this nation, Malawians themselves must be empowered financially. We must give them loans. We must promote them. We must encourage them to start businesses, whether they started small businesses, but they must be encouraged by giving them financial assistance so that they should grow their businesses. government must ensure that there are laws that are empowering Malawians to access loans easily in this country. What also should we do in order to make sure that we end poverty in 2026? As a country, Malawi, we must look at the manufacturing as the very important thing that it can develop this nation, because manufacturing is crucial in any country. If the economy is growing, advanced level of the economic growth, we will talk about manufacturing as the indication that the economy is really growing. So in Malawi, we are manufacturing, but not at a level whereby we would be saying that we are growing economically, because our manufacturing is very small and there are only few players in manufacturing, and they are not manufacturing everything. Maybe whatever they are manufacturing, not sophisticated manufacturing, but also we should know that even our agriculture is not mechanized. And also, if we are saying that if we want to grow economically in this country, we need to add value to our raw materials. So if we are doing agriculture in this country, let's begin to process our materials so that we embrace value addition in this country. That's also the way to grow our economy. Of course, I know government has been talking about this, and we have seen listen today, certain people going around like Kachamba is been going around actually to make sure that the machines that were used to manufacture certain products in this country, which stopped, now they should start operating again. And very sad to know that some of machines stopped not because they developed fault, but because people were not available to use them. Like nobody else could know how to use those machines. But now we're seeing that the Kachamba is doing everything, putting much effort so that we embrace manufacturing in this country. I think we need to encourage him. We need to support him. Government support him, and the many Malawians should be encouraged. Actually, we should not put conditions on how to know how to manufacture in this country. All Malawians who are interested to know manufacturing, they must be encouraged to begin to know manufacturing, as we can do this at national level, so that as an economy we should grow. There are certain things we don't need to import in this country. We need to produce them right here in Malawi. And that's also another way how we can end poverty in this country in 2026. It is possible. How as well would we be able to end poverty? Another serious problem, which I believe like is affecting this nation, is economic growth, because many Malawians today are not having a meaningful source of income, or they are not even able to get a good source of income. This is because many Malawians are employed. So as the government, make sure that now you're creating jobs for young people, as we are looking for manufacturing, as we are trying to grow our economy, as we are financially empowering our people, we must also make sure that we are doing what I call creating jobs for people. It's very sad that the previous government promised jobs to young people. Actually, they said that every year in this country will be 1 million jobs created, but we didn't see such thing happening. And today, many Malawians are unemployed. There's high unemployment rate in this country. We need to change this, because if Malawians are not economically empowered, and another way of empowering Malawians economically is creating jobs for all people in this country, so that they should be able to get income, and that is the only way they can end their problems. But in this country, this is not happening. So let's make sure that we don't just promise, but we're doing this thing. Unemployment is a serious problem in this country. Many graduates, young people are interested to get a job. They're applying for a job, but there are no jobs available for all people. And the system in this country which we are using, of how we are employing people, I don't think like we're using a good system of employing people. I don't know if the Ministry of Labor is aware how many people are employed in this country, how many people who graduated, who have knowledge, have good skills of certain courses that they went to school for, they studied, but they're not employed. And even how many people are looking for jobs but they did not get jobs in this country. So the Minister of Labor, you must get the information. I know the ideas and help to know about these things, but I don't know if our ideas are connected to the digital world, whereby we have live information online, which you can as well give us the biodata in this country to know everybody else, as well as to know how people are living in this country as far as employment is concerned. I think we should do some other study on that one to find out how our ideas can help to provide information. If our ideas cannot help to provide information about unemployment, on the how many people are getting wages, then we should come up with certain ideas that would be given to people who are employed, and so that The data that is available on that day can help the Minister of Labor to understand how many people are employed. And then looking at the population of Malawi, you will be able so to know how many people are not employed. Let's help to grow this economy. It's ours. We can end poverty. It is possible. I'll be coming here with a lot of videos to discuss about what we should do in this country in order to grow economically, to end our poverty. It is possible. Please subscribe my channel, like my video, and do not forget to click the notification button so that you should learn more things from me as we'll be coming here to discuss more important things about our nation. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.